What's up, YouTube? Ryan back today with another Minor League Monday. The MLB Pipeline just released their updated top 100 prospect list. We're going to break it down. I'm going to give you my honest review. Let's do it. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. That is what we're doing today. We're reviewing MLB Pipeline's top 100 prospect list. You know, I use this website a lot. This website just has a lot of information that you can get all in one place, and I love it. Do I agree with their prospect rankings all the time? No, but they're usually pretty solid. They're not usually that far off from my opinions at times. Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. I would say this list they released this past week, I differ the most from it. There are some rankings in this list I just don't really understand, and I'm going to talk about that. So I have looked at this list. It's not going to be a blind review. It came out like last Friday, I think, and I was just way too anxious. I had to look at it. So let's do it. Let's jump straight into the video today. Before we jump into the video, if you guys like this video, like when I review prospect lists, I want to start reviewing some like viewers prospect lists. I have one currently, and you know, I might do more of that because it seems like a lot of people like when I do it. So let me know in the comments if you guys want me to keep making videos similar to this. So if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Let's do it. All right, starting off with prospect 100 on the list, Daniel Espino, Cleveland Indians. He's 20 years old, 6'2", 205, right-handed pitcher. You know, he's a solid arm. He's been a solid prospect for them. 3.8 ERA his first year, 3.82 this year. Look at his K rate this year, though. That is ridiculous. In 70 and 2/3 innings, 120 strikeouts. Love that. So that is definitely some upside there. I can see why they have him at number 100. 99, Sam Huff. Honestly, I think I dropped Sam Huff out of my top 100, and the only reason is because he just isn't consistently barreling up the ball. How many home runs now? He has 7 home runs this year at Double-A. I think 4 of them have gone over 475 feet. Like, the dude's power is silly, and I get it. And he did do really well in his 10 games where they brought him up last year for some reason. Did amazing there. The consistency's not there right now. I don't disagree with it. I think 99's fine, but definitely bottom of the barrel of the top 100 for sure, just because of the consistency right now. Next up, Matt McLain. He just got drafted this year, shortstop out of UCLA. The D-backs initially drafted him in 2018 in the first round, and they didn't sign. I'm iffy on this. I mean, I'm not crazy about putting these brand new prospects in the top 100 as is, especially not really in the top 50. That's why I didn't include any of them on my top 50 list, but I disagree with this. I don't think Matt McLain's ceiling is very high, in my opinion. I think he could be a solid shortstop, but high floor, low ceiling for me. And honestly, that's why I was kind of mad that the D-backs drafted him in the first round back in 2018. It always sucks not being able to sign your first rounder, but I wasn't mad about it. 97, Michael Harris. And this is someone that could probably be higher up on the list. He's definitely doing solid this year. He doesn't walk a ton, only 24 walks in 83 games, but he's hitting 298. He's got a 350 on base percentage, and he doesn't strike out that often, which I love that. Only 66 strikeouts and 312 at bats in 2021. That's fantastic. So I don't hate that at all. I definitely think Michael Harris deserves to be in the top 100. At 96, Sal Frelick. I actually like this. You know, if someone is going to be in the top 100 based off what they've done so far in the minors, he's been awesome. 429 batting average over 14 games. They moved him up to A-ball, and he's still been doing great there. 41 on base percentage. He has 1 home run, so the power hasn't been crazy over the first 14 games, but he's hitting awesome, and he made an insane catch the other day. So I definitely like Sal Frelick. I think he actually belongs in this top 100. Next up, Sam Bachman. He was the 9th overall pick in the draft this year. You know, I'm okay with it. He's a solid arm, throws gas, and he's done well in his 3 starts so far, 2.7 ERA. I'm not mad at it. Again, putting pitchers and hitters on the same list, not a fan. It's just kind of difficult at times to rank those guys accordingly. Braylon Marquez hasn't played this year, so he dropped a lot. This is someone that throws like 100 miles an hour from the left side. He just hasn't played. Hasn't ever really been hit up in the minors. Just he hasn't played this year. 93, Liover Peguero. I'm terrible with names. That's really incorrect, I'm sure. I honestly don't know if I would have him in my top 100. He's good, and in 2019 he was pretty dang solid, but that was at rookie ball. Now that he's playing at high A, he's just okay. 11 home runs is good. Like, I like seeing that from a shortstop. but 259 with a 317 on base percentage at 20 years old. Like, there's definitely better 20-year-olds out there at high A. 92, Jackson Kowar. You know, he's debuted this year. He's been really good in the minors. He's been very consistent, 3.4, 3.5, 3.45. I think he's got a high floor, low ceiling. So I'm fine with him in the top 100 for now. Greg Jones at 91 definitely deserves to be in the top 100. He's done awesome his whole time in the minor leagues. This year, his power has shown up, hitting 276 with 14 home runs, 370 on base percentage. He just recently got brought up to AA, and he has been struggling there. And it's interesting to see how he'll do moving forward, but definitely deserves to be in the top 100. Justin Foscue, this is someone I'd actually have higher. I don't really like him at 90. I would prefer him higher up. I just think he rakes. And this is someone that came into the season late, and over 3 levels, he's done really well. He did awesome at rookie ball. He killed high A, 296 with 14 home runs over 33 games and a 407 on base percentage. And so far in AA, you know, he's starting off slow, but I think he'll get there, you know, changing teams, changing locations. Can mess with you a little bit, so I think he'll get there. I actually had him in my top 50, so I like Justin Foscue a little bit more. 89, Gabriel Arias. A lot of people are high on him. I think he's pretty good. So I can see why he's in here. He shows a little bit of everything. 270 is not bad. 10 home runs is really solid. He had 17 last year, which is awesome. He's in AAA as well at 21 years old. So what he's doing there in AAA, I like it. 88, Jordan Belazovic. I don't know why. Just he's okay. Like, I don't think he's ever going to be like a all-star pitcher. Maybe. He's been solid throughout his minor league career, especially in 2019. AA's been okay this year, 3.4 ERA. K rate is not crazy, 78 strikeouts over 71 innings. You know, I get why he's there. 87, Elliot Ramos. You guys know I really like Elliot Ramos. He has come down a little bit this year, a little regression coming up to AA and AAA. He's actually playing better at AAA, which is good to see. I think he has a high ceiling. He's a very raw player, so I definitely top 100 for me. Drew Waiters. I think he should be higher on this list. I think he dropped from like top 25 down to 86, but he's been solid. A little regression in AAA this year, hitting 247 with 8 home runs. So has a 344 on base percentage, so I like to see that. Over 100 points more than his batting average. But I would have him on this list for sure. 85, Bobby Miller. Really lively arm. I think this guy's going to be a stud. I really do. The Dodgers draft extremely well. He was their first rounder in 2020. 2.03 ERA and high A. I think he's going to be a stud. Honestly, if I'm ranking pitchers, and he will be in my top 50 pitcher list. I promise you that. I think he's very good. 84, Luis Matos. You guys know how much I like Luis Matos if you watch any of my videos. Think he's an absolute stud. One of the best hitters they have at A-ball. I wish he would be in high A at this point. I don't know why he's not, but 317 over 87 games. He's got 12 home runs on top of that. Definitely. Colton Cowser, I understand this one. You know, he's one of those guys, 5th overall pick in this year's draft. He's been great so far. From rookie ball and A-ball so far, he's got a combined 500 on base percentage. That's all we have to say. He's been good. 82, Jake Eater. This guy's been surprising this year, honestly. We knew he was a good pitcher. You know, anyone that's Vanderbilt's ace he's got the talent. For a 4th rounder, Jake Eater is up there with one of the best draft picks they could have had. 1.77 ERA this year. That is really awesome. 81, Michael Busch. I like Michael Busch a lot. He's a big on-base percentage guy. 378 on-base percentage at AA while only hitting 244. So 61 walks in 88 games. I like that. 16 home runs on top of that. I think in that system, they're going to make him great. I think he's going to be a good player. 80 for Gunnar Henderson. I'm not crazy about this. I was crazy about it at the beginning of the year because he was doing super well to start the season off. But especially since he's moved to high A, he's kind of sucked. Like, I'll be straight up. He's hitting 211 with a 317 on base percentage, 6 home runs over 50 games. Like, I don't know if I'd even have him in my top 100 right now, to be honest. 79, Josh Lowe. I don't know which one it is, but 270 batting average this year, 354 on base percentage. He's got 20 home runs. He's a stud. He is. He's just waiting for the call. Definitely deserves to be on this list. DL Hall, one of my favorite pitchers in the minor leagues. Straight up, the dude does not get hit hard at all. He does a lot of things right. He got injured this year, unfortunately, which sucks because he should be up in the major leagues, in my opinion. 3.13 ERA this year, over 31 innings with 56 strikeouts. And his first few starts, he was unhittable. 77, JJ Bleday. I'm not even putting him in my top 100. A while ago, I made a boom or bust video, and I put him in my bust just because I didn't believe in him, and I still just don't believe in him, man. I'm not saying he can't figure it out eventually, but he's just not there. 201 batting average at AA. They need to drop him down to high A. Just let him figure it out or something, because letting this dude hit 200 at AA is just not doing him any good. 76, Xavier Edwards. I would have him higher on this list. I just think he's a really solid hitter. And I get it. The upside isn't crazy with him just because he doesn't have the power upside. Like, he has 1 home run over 227 pro games. I get it. People don't like players that don't hit home runs, but I think Xavier Edwards rakes. I think he's going to be an elite leadoff hitter one day. I would have him higher on this list just because I think he's a very good hitter. Like, he's having a down year this year, and he has a 378 on base percentage with a 291 batting average. How's that bad? 75 Shane Langoliers, awesome defense, a lot of power. I'm fine with this. He's very good at hitting home runs, and like I said, elite defense, can't pass it up. Definitely belongs. 74 Nolan Jones, I would have him higher up, but I do understand it. He has been pretty bad this year. 224 batting average at AAA, but he has 11 home runs, which is about on track for what he did last year. He's probably going to get close to 15 by the end of the season. But he has 347 on base percentage. He's walked 55 times in 93 games. And I talked about him in my prospect list, my top 50. I had him in my top 10 still, just because I do believe in him. If he figures out his swing, watch out. He's still a beast. His plate discipline is still there. 73 MJ Melendez. This is the comeback player of the year. Absolutely love it. 2019, this dude hit 163. This year he's hitting 280 with a 369 on base percentage at 31 home runs. I'm cool with him being on this list. Look at this little Royals group we have here. 72 Asa Lacy. I like Asa Lacy a lot, but he just hasn't been able to throw a strike this year. He has 41 walks in 52 innings. I think he's got nasty stuff, but he's got to prove it. Like, I get ranking people based off upside. I just don't like upside that much. I like proven experience. 71, Nick Prado. I get this a lot. I actually like this a lot. He has put his name back on the map. Former first rounder in 2017. 275 batting average this year. 25 home runs. 392 on base percentage. Yeah, he belongs. I had him just outside my top 50. Like, I had him in my top 50 at one point, and I moved him out. So I think he belongs. 70, McAble. This is a player that's electric. He, again, another player that can't throw strikes. 27 walks. So I get why he's there. The upside, he just can't throw a strike right now. Batter's only hitting 174 against him. But man, stop walking people. You won't have a 4.4 ERA if you didn't walk people. So just throw strikes, dude. 69, George Valera. Not crazy about this, honestly. He jumped up a lot on this list. And someone that's hitting 256 at high A. Yes, his on-base percentage is awesome. 430 on base percentage. Love that. 16 home runs. Love that. But for someone that's 20 years old at high A, I would like to see his batting average higher. I know a lot of people just don't care about batting average, but I'm a guy that I think batting average is important at the end of the day. Like, I'm not going to say someone is amazing because of batting average, but seeing someone hit 250 at high A at 20 years old, it's just not that encouraging. I do think he's a good player. I have a couple of his cards stashed away because I do think he's good. And I would have him on my top 100 list. I'm not sure if I had him in my top 70, though. Like, I'm ranking Nolan Jones over this dude for sure still. 68, Nick Gonzalez, and I think this is kind of disrespectful, honestly. For such a high draft pick at 7th overall last year, I think he's a lot better than 68. He's definitely in my top 50. I would probably have him closer to the top 40. Just because of the upside, and for him, like, really struggling this year, honestly, with injuries and just not consistent ABs. Over 60 games, he's hitting 298 with 10 home runs and a 368 on base percentage. Like, what else do you want from the guy? He's doing, like, that is a solid first year in pro ball. And like I said, I don't even think he's locked in yet. He had an amazing week last week, and he's having an amazing week so far this week. Definitely expecting him to be in our recap coming up as long as he stays consistent this week. I just think he's a lot better than 68. Ryan Pepiot at 67. I'm whatever on this one, honestly. I get it. His numbers are good. Hitters don't hit him well. Walks aren't the best. 37 walks over 77 innings. It's decent, but I'm still not crazy about it. 3.7 ERA this year. Started off hot. I don't know. 24 years old. I don't think I'd have him here. Like, I get his stuff could be good, but I don't know. There's better pitchers out there, I think. And this is a perfect example right here. Cole Winn, Texas Rangers. He's only 21 years old. Former 15th overall pick in 2018. He's got a 2.57 ERA at AA. Like, that makes sense. He's 3 years younger than Ryan Pepiot with a much better performance this year. I know AAA, AA, it is a different level, but still. 65, Tyler Freeman. I don't think this dude gets enough respect. He has been just so consistent over his career. 319 career batting average. This is one of those guys, for me, like, on-base percentage is great, and he's not even doing bad with on-base percentage, 370. This is a guy you're going to put at the top of your lineup to get hits, and he is very good at that. So I like that ranking. I had him in my top 50. Oswald Peraza, I like this ranking a lot. I think he's a very good player. 299 this year with 13 home runs, 360 on-base percentage, and I believe he's at AA now. Yep, and he's doing fine at AA, 296, 8 home runs, 347 on-base percentage. Dude's a good player. 63, Jordan Walker, and I just don't really know why he is ranked lower than some players. and we'll get to those players eventually here, because a lot of prospect lists, they're based off upside. I don't really know very many more players in the minor leagues at his age that have a higher upside than Jordan Walker. Over 62 games this year in his first pro season, he's hitting 322 with a 398 on base percentage. On top of that, he has 8 home runs. Yes, his home runs did come very early in the season. He destroyed A-ball. He's at high A now. He's getting more comfortable. He started off slow. He's up to 288 now with a 338 on base percentage. Still working out the kinks there, but I definitely think his upside is crazy high. I 1000% would have him in my top 30. I ranked him at number 19 on my hitters list, so that's how much I like him. Mackenzie Gore at 62. He's only had 7 starts this year, and he did struggle in them, 5.11 ERA. I get it. I don't hate the ranking. I think he should be higher still because it's only 7 starts. 61, Jordan Groshans. I would have him higher than this, and we'll talk about the next player. Like, how do you rank Jordan Groshans lower than Brady House? I don't really get it. Jordan Groshans has been awesome over his minor league career. 299 batting average, 373 on base percentage, 14 home runs, 139 games. He has missed some time with injuries. I'll give him that. If you're going to rank him this low because of his injuries, that's fine, but it's not because he can't hit. The dude rakes. He's one of my favorite hitters in the minor leagues, personally. I think he's one of the best hitters in the 2018 class. My bold statement is that he will be the best hitter from the 2018 class. 60, Brady House. I just don't like Brady House's swing. I'll just be straight up honest. I don't like Brady House's swing. And that can change. He is a huge kid, 6'4", 215, shortstop. Like, the dude's massive. So, again, an upside ranking on someone that hasn't played yet. I'm not crazy about it. I won't have him in my top 60. Maybe bottom half of the top 100, but I won't have him there. Daniel Lynch, he's a solid arm. Don't need to go into him too much. I'm fine with that ranking. Ronnie Mauricio, this is something this dude has not proven himself at all. Like, this dude is not proven himself. He does not belong. And with them ranking pitchers, I don't even know if I have Ronnie Mauricio in the top 100. I get it. The upside's there. He has 16 home runs this year, but he's 20 years old at high A. He's hitting 234 with a 278 on base percentage. Not a fan. Not a fan of what he's done so far. I expected a lot better from Ronnie Mauricio. 57, O'Neal Cruz. I like it. Dude rakes. Just straight up. Dude rakes. We'll see if his height gets in the way with him being healthy. 6'7", shortstop. But the dude hits. 291 batting average this year. 9 home runs. 350 on base percentage in his first year in Double-A. 56, Garrett Mitchell. I get why he's there, especially if they're taking in consideration what he's done at Double-A, but I think he's going to get better. I would have him higher on this list. Zach Veen I had at number 8. So in my list, I think Zach Veen is awesome, like ridiculous in his first pro season. I know it's only at A-ball, but 301 batting average, 14 home runs, 398 on base percentage, and 30 stolen bases. If you're talking about upside, that dude's upside. He's the definition of upside, MLB Pipeline, so I don't understand your ranking sometimes. 54, Josiah Gray. He's just a good pitcher, and he's going to do good at the pro level. 3.9 ERA and 5 starts with the National. He's going to graduate from this list soon. He's going to be a solid 2-3 arm for a rotation for a long time. 53, Quinn Priester. Honestly, this dude could be higher on this list. He's been awesome this year and over his career. 3.19 his first year, and then this year at high A, 3.08. They need to get him moving up. His K rate isn't high, but he can pitch. Josh Young, one of my favorite hitters in the whole minor leagues. The dude rakes. He's in 299 this year, 10 home runs his first year at Double-A. The dude hits. Matthew Liberatore, I think he's a good arm. I have seen unexpected struggles, and going from A-ball to AAA, that is a big jump, so I get it. His K rate has been okay. I think he's a good pitcher. I do think they moved him to AAA quicker than probably should have been, but he's a good arm. Jackson Jobe, I don't think he's played yet. Dude's got a crazy spin rate on his slider. He got drafted, 3rd overall this year? Yep, 3rd overall. I get it. I get why he's there. He is actually someone that I'm okay ranking in the top 50 because the dude throws gas. He has crazy stuff. Still pushing it, but I get it. 49, Brett Beatty. This is someone I would have higher up. Brett Beatty, he's a freaky hitter. He really is. 285 batting average this year, 12 home runs, 370 on base percentage, and he did awesome in A-ball. 309 batting average, 400 on base percentage, 7 home runs in 50 games. He has struggled a little bit at Double-A, but he's trending up. 250 batting average with 5 home runs, 326 on base percentage. He's trending up there, so once he gets comfortable, I'm sure he'll be fine. Love his swing. One of my favorite swings in the minor leagues. Elvis Martinez. This is another guy definition of upside, and he's got 23 home runs. I get it. The upside is there. The dude has it. But I just how do you rank Elvis Martinez over Zach Veen at this point? They're the same age, and outside of Elvis Martinez's power, Zach Veen's better in literally every single category. Plus, he has 26 more stolen bases. So, like, rankings like that where I'm like, you're ranking on upside, but you're not really picking the kid with more upside. I guess I don't get it. So, I would have Aurelvis lower on this list. I still had Aurelvis Martinez in my top 50 hitters list, but since it's including pitchers, I would have some of these hitters ranked higher. 47, Robert Hassel, another guy. It's just like, why is this guy not higher on the list? His upside is insane, and he's destroying A-ball. 315 batting average, 410 on base percentage, 6 home runs, 30 stolen bases. I would have him higher than some of these guys. Right here, perfect example, Robert Hassel and Tyler Soderstrom. They're from the same draft class. They're 1 year apart in age, and Robert Hassel's been better. 306 batting average for Tyler Soderstrom, 390 on base percentage, 12 home runs. You know, Tyler Soderstrom has been excellent, and I do really like Tyler Soderstrom. I would have Robert Hassel higher than him. And to put it in comparison, I rank Tyler Soderstrom at 22 on my hitters list, and Robert Hassel's at 16. So they're close still, but I guess I just don't understand where they're coming from. Maybe because he's a catcher. 45, Sixto, he's been hurt all year. Nate Pearson, he's been bad. I don't really understand what's wrong with him. I know he has mechanical issues. I figured he would figure that out. His stuff is electric. I expect next year to be a bounce back year from him. We'll see. Brandon Marsh, he's going to come off the list. We don't need to talk about him. He's a good prospect. Alec Thomas, I'm not as high on Alec Thomas as some people are. He is a good player, but I just think he has a high floor, low ceiling. I don't think his ceiling's very high to get him in front of some of these other players like, Zach Veen and Robert Hassel, Tyler Soderstrom, Aurelvis Martinez. Alec Thomas, I see at most ever in the major leagues hitting like 20 home runs in a season. Like, that's not very much upside. He's not even stealing bases this year, which is his speed should be part of his upside. Only 9 stolen bases in the minor leagues. It's not crazy about it. I'm a D-backs fan too. Cade Cavalli, this dude's awesome. He really is. This dude belongs in this list. He'll be in my top 25 pitchers. He has awesome mechanics. He's got a 2.37 ERA this year between high A and double A, and even in double A, 2.79 ERA. The dude's awesome. His K rate is insane. At double A, 58 innings, 80 strikeouts. High A, 40 innings, 71 strikeouts. Dude's awesome. He throws 100 miles an hour. Definitely belongs. Christian Pache, he was on the bottom end of my hitters top 50 list. I think he still has it. He's starting to look better at AAA as the season's going on. Defense is ridiculous. Like at bare minimum, he's a top 3 outfielder in the MLB once he's there. But we'll see if he can make an improvement. He's been pretty consistent over his minor league career offensively, but not this year. 39, Luis Campusano. I think people were too high on him. I guess I don't get why he's at 39, 22 years old. He's not a bad player. He's just never done anything like insane. 2019 was good at high A. I'll give him that. 396 on base percentage, 15 home runs, 325 batting average. And this year's not bad either. 289 with 13 home runs and 363 batting average. But I don't know. I'm not crazy about him. I never have been. We'll see what happens. It looks like they try to give him a chance, and he just didn't do anything this year. I don't know. He rubs me the wrong way. Not sure why, but he does. 38, Austin Martin. Good prospect. 5th overall pick. And he's been really good. 276 with 3 home runs, 429 on base percentage. The dude gets on a lot. 49 walks in 72 games, like that. Royce Lewis, he needs to be lower on this list. He's just getting too old at this point. He keeps getting hurt. 22 years old. He just hasn't put up the numbers. He just hasn't. Emerson Hancock at 36. He was a number 6 pick in the 2020 draft. Dude's a beast. I think he's going to be really awesome. K rate isn't crazy, but 2.5 ERA. I can't argue that. George Kirby right next to him. And they grouped up a lot of these teams. Like prospect after prospect on the same team. George Kirby's the best pitching prospect right now for the Mariners. The dude has been unhittable this year. I like that ranking a lot. Gabriel Marino, ton of upside. In his 32 games he played this year, 373 batting average. Like, the dude has been awesome when he plays. He got beaten in the hand and like broke his thumb or something crazy like that. And that's why he's been playing, which stinks because that season he was having was incredible. Jose Barrero, I like it. He has been very solid this entire year in AAA. 303 batting average, 17 home runs, which I never expected him to have that many home runs in AAA, to be honest. Like, I don't see him as a power guy, and he's hitting for power. I love it. He recently got brought up, so expecting him to never go down again, but we will see. We'll see what happens. He is starting off kind of slow at the pro level, 222 with he has a 364 on base percentage at least, so we'll see. Hopefully he stays there. Amazing glove at shortstop. Nick Lodolo, dude is very good. Ridiculous. Definitely one of the best pitching prospects in baseball. Max Meyer, again, right there in that conversation. He's been probably the best pitcher at the AA level this entire year. 1.97 ERA. You cannot argue with that. Edward Cabrera, ton of upside with this dude. Throws 100 miles an hour plus. He's only 23 years old, and I would say pitchers usually make their debuts between like 23 and 25. Definitely older than most hitters. But he's been good. He's been awesome. A lot of upside there. 29, Diego Cartaya. I do think this is a stretch. I understand why he's on this list because his numbers have been very good, but not a lot of games. Only 80 pro games, 288 batting average, 14 home runs, 10 of them coming from this year. Like this year alone, this is why his hype has gotten so crazy. In only 31 games, he had 298 with 10 home runs and a 409 on base percentage. So I get it, but I still, where did I have him? I ranked him on my list somewhere. Like I had him number 43 on my hitters list just because he just doesn't have the experience yet. 28, Khalil Watson. I think it's too high. Honestly, I'm not ranking someone, and I know it's going to sound horrible. I'm not ranking someone that's 5'9", 178 inside my top 30. I'm not doing it until he proves it. He has to prove it. He's done decent so far over his first 6 games. I'll give him that. I do think he's a good player. I'm not saying he's a bad player. When you're ranking people with upside, you have to take size in consideration, and he does not have size on his side. He just doesn't. So I don't hate him being in the top 100. I hate him in the top 30, though, right now. 2,700 Green, dude is electric. I like him a lot, and I think he's done very well this year. At AAA, he has struggled a little bit with a 4.1 ERA. He was unhittable at AA. He's just a good pitcher, honestly, and he's just been getting hit at AAA. He just has been. Maybe just missing some spots, but his walks aren't an issue. 14 walks in 41 innings, 18 walks in 47 innings. He's been solid in there. He's just been getting hit in AAA a little bit. 232 batting average against him. But his K rate's going to be silly wherever he's at. 47 innings, 64 strikeouts, 41 innings, 60 strikeouts this year. The dude's K rate is insane. The dude touched 104 miles an hour this year. I'm fine with that ranking. Jarren Duran, we don't need to talk about him. He is going to graduate very quickly. I don't think the Red Sox have any intentions of bringing him down. Nolan Gorman at 25. I'm fine with it. I had him in my top 10. I think Nolan Gorman's upside is crazy. So I like it. I think he's a good player. Reed Detmers, he was awesome in AA. He's someone I think they rushed to the major leagues. And he did have one good start. One of his 4 starts has been solid, but I'm not putting him in my top 25 yet. I think he's good, but I think Cade Cavalli's better than him. I think Max Meyer's better than him. I just think there's better pitchers, and, he's going to graduate probably pretty soon from this list. 23, Henry Davis, number 1 overall pick in the 2021 draft. I don't hate this. I just think he needs more experience. I would not have him ranked this high yet, like maybe top 75, but he has to prove it. He has proved it so far. He's doing good. He got moved up to high A recently. He's doing fine there as well. 375 on base percentage, 263 average. I mean, he's only played 8 games. He has 3 home runs, though. I'll give him that. That is, his power is transferring from metal bat to wood bat, so I do like that. Vidal Brujan at 22, I think he's too high. I really do. This is way too high for him. He is a good prospect, and he can hit, but I'm not putting him in my top 20. I didn't even have him in my top 50. I think he's a good player. I think he's a good middle infield guy, but at best, I see him like 285 with like 14 to 18 home runs in the major leagues. I don't think his ceiling's that high. 21, Corbin Carroll, I'm fine with this. As a D-backs fan, I just pray to God he pans out the way that he has been trending. He's been awesome in the minors. He steals bases. Like, the dude has been fantastic. Definitely up there with one of the highest ceilings for a center fielder, especially with how he showed a little glimpse of power this year in his 7 games. Please just pan out. He's got a little bit of everything. I like him. D-backs prospects don't pan out very often. Let me tell you. Like, Paul Goldschmidt's probably the D-backs number 1 prospect to ever do anything in the major leagues, and he was like an 8th round draft pick. Like, I'm just saying. Shane Baz at 20, love it. Dude, it's very good at everything. Doesn't walk people, which I absolutely love. 62 innings, only 10 walks. We don't even have to look into it any farther than that. Kyber Ruiz, I think he's a good prospect. I think he has a good upside. I think the Nationals should have him up right now. The dude has 17 home runs. He's hitting 304 at AAA this year. I think he's good. Nationals, bring him up. Give him some professional ABs. Tristan Cassis, crazy power upside. Like, this is someone I'm fine ranking here because of that upside. He did play in the Olympics, so he missed some time, but the dude has crazy power. Like, stupid power. Probably the most power on this entire list. 17, Jason Dominguez is probably the worst ranking I've ever seen in my entire life, especially being an updated ranking list after seeing them play. The upside's there with Jason. He's a good athlete. He just hasn't shown it yet. I had him in my top 50 just because of the upside. I think I had him at 30 as hitters only. I even think that was probably generous of me. He just hasn't been that good yet. He's only 18 years old, so I expected something along this line, maybe a little bit better from him, but it just hasn't been good enough to be in the top 20. 16, Joey Bart. Just move him down at this point. Like, he's 24 years old. He's a good minor league player, but I just don't see his upside. He's going to be okay at the major league level, but he can't hit a home run. He's got 35 games played at the major league level with no home runs. I don't see the upside with Joey Bart. I just don't. I don't see a world where he is even in the top 50 anymore. 15, Anthony Volpe. Love it. Dude's been unstoppable this year and bouncing back from his 2019 year. Like, if MJ Melendez wasn't a thing, this guy would be the best comeback player of the year. Like, the dude just straight up raked this entire season. 441 on base percentage. 304 batting average. 20 home runs. That's all you have to say. Brandon Davis at 14, freaky athlete, ton of upside. He's been awesome this year. 277 batting average, 13 home runs, 395 on base percentage. The dude just very good. 13, Jordan Lawler, ranked way too high. He's a D-back prospect. He's number one prospect now, and I'm fine with them putting him at the number one prospect, and I love the draft pick, but I'm not even putting him in my top 50 yet. We have to see it. I don't know. I'm not crazy about high schoolers immediately being almost a top 10 prospect. Like, no. Number 12, Jack Leiter. I get it. I understand why they ranked him this high. He's just someone I would like to see it happen at the major league level. I think Jack Leiter is incredible, and I would probably have him in the top 50 pitchers list, but I need to see it first. His mechanics are incredible. Everything about him is awesome. I'm not putting him in my top 15. I'm not putting him in my top 15 yet. Number 11, Noelvi Marte. I'm okay with this ranking. The dude is 19 years old, and he's been awesome this year. I do wish he was a little bit better. His power upside has carried him. 275 batting average, 361 on base percentage. For someone at the number 11 spot in just A ball, he's in low A. Like, I expect better performances. Like someone like Robert Hassel, Zach Veen, like they're the same age and the same level, and I just think they're doing better than him this year. Noelvi Marte does play shortstop, so he has that position premium, which is awesome, and he does have pop. I'll give it to him. He has pop, but I would like to see him be more consistent. As I've done my minor league recaps, like 1 week he'll hit like 900 and the next week he'll hit like 0.50. So just still working out the kinks, but the upside's there and I get why the ranking's there. I had Noelvi Marte at number 13 with my hitters only list. So I'm high on him too. Number 10, Francisco Alvarez. And honestly, outside of Jason Dominguez, I think this is the second worst ranking on this prospect list. I like Francisco Alvarez. I think he's a good hitter. I think he's going to be a good player. He is not there yet to be a top 10 prospect in baseball. He is not there yet. And if you look at his 2021 stats, it shows that he's been really good. But if you drop it down, he has struggled at high A, and that is where the majority of his at-bats are. 219 of his at-bats have been at high A, and he's hitting 242 with 16 home runs. The home runs are great, and that's why he's in this top 10, and that's the only reason I can see him in the top 10. But a 337 on base percentage. I know the upside's there, but like, no. There's better 19-year-olds at high A, I'm sure. There's got to be. Like, those numbers aren't crazy outside of the home runs. I love the power, but like, I need that on base percentage to be closer to 400. I need his batting average to be like 270 plus. I need it to be there. Number 9, Marcelo Meyer. Same thing goes with Jordan Lawler. I have to see it first. I think Lawler's actually a better prospect than Meyer, and Mayer's been okay so far. He's got 2 home runs in his first 8 games, but it just hasn't been consistent yet. But again, like Jordan Lawler, I just don't like high scores in the top 10. I just don't like it straight out of the draft into the top 10. I need to see it first. I think Mayer's got a huge upside. I'm just not in the top 10 yet. Number 8, Grayson Rodriguez. He's my favorite arm. He's been my favorite arm since 2019, actually, because in 2019, he had 94 innings pitched and 130 strikeouts. It was like, his K rate is nuts. He's doing it again this year. He's even better this year. 85 innings this year with 135 strikeouts. The dude gets the swing and miss. He's virtually unhittable. Hitters only hit 164 against him. He's the best pitching prospect in the minor leagues. Just straight up. He is. 7, Riley Green. Love Riley Green. 5-tool player. I think he's probably the best 5-tool player on this list because his defense is ridiculous on top of his offense is also just stupid good. He just hit his first home run in AAA. Just recently got brought up there, and he just hasn't skipped a beat. Like, he's only played 6 games at AAA now, but he's in 292. He's doing his thing. I think he's the best 5-tool player out of the rest of these prospects, honestly. Like, I think he does everything very, very well. 6, CJ Abrams. Again, I would have Riley Green ahead of him, and I did rank him ahead of him. I put Riley Green at 6 and CJ Abrams at 7 on my hitters list. So I literally just had him reversed, but I love CJ Abrams, one of my favorite prospects. Sucks he got hurt this year. He got taken out at second base, turning a double play. Broke his tibia, I think it was. Yeah, just, it sucked. I think he rakes. He's very good. And his first year, he was virtually impossible to get out over his first 34 games. Spring training, he killed it. This year, his first year in Double-A, I think is a good year. I think for a 20-year-old, his first year in Double-A, like, he was doing very good. 296 batting average, 363 on base percentage. The power hasn't been showing up as I thought it would. I don't see him as like a huge power hitter, but in spring training, I think he hit like 3 or 4 home runs. So like, I was expecting maybe like double-digit home runs from CJ Abrams this year, and maybe he would have got there. Who knows? Sucks that he got hurt, but he's definitely like right there. He's awesome. CJ Abrams is one of my favorite prospects. Number 5, Marco Luciano. Love it. And these next 5, like, they're interchangeable almost. Marco Luciano is only 19 years old, so he's the youngest one left on the list. And he recently got moved up to high A, and we'll jump into that. But so far, at 19 years old, he's in 271 with 19 home runs, 360 on base percentage. I'd like to see him walk more. I'd like to see his on base percentage higher, like similar to what he did in his first year. 302 batting average, 417 on base percentage, 10 home runs in 47 games. Like, that is the stat line of a dream right there. And at low A, he dominated 278, 18 home runs, 273 on base percentage over 70 games. Like, I'm fine with that. Obviously, maybe you'd like to see a little more elevated, but since he's been at high A, he started off really slow. Like, he's played 17 games there now. I want to say he was hitting in the 100s until literally this week probably. So he's definitely picked it up. And I expect him to continue to trend upwards. I just do at any level. He did the same thing this year. Like, he started off slow this year and then crushed it. So Marco Luciano, crazy upside. The dude has a 118-mile-an-hour home run under his belt already at 19 years old. And that was when he was 18. So stupid upside. I think he has the highest ceiling out of this entire prospect list. I'll say that again and again. The ceiling's ridiculous with Marco Luciano. Number 4, Spencer Torkelson, my boy. I'm an ASU fan, diehard. Spencer Torkelson is ridiculous. One of the best hitters I've ever seen at the college level, and I can honestly say that. He might be the best college hitter I've ever watched play in person. Like, there's not a lot to nitpick from him as a player, and his first pro season has been really good. Like, this is his first year transitioning to wood bat. They threw him straight into AA. Now he's at AAA. 272 batting average, 19 home runs, 22 doubles on top of that, 540 slugging percentage, 384 on base percentage. Yeah, I'd love to see him at 400 on base percentage, but first year at the pro level and he gets thrown straight into AA and AAA, like, I think he's doing awesome. Like, straight up incredible. The dude, like, offensively might have the most upside. And I'll say it, if I had to go to Vegas tomorrow and bet my life savings on someone to hit 50 home runs at some point in their career, I'm putting it all on Spencer Torkelson. That's how good he is at hitting home runs. Number 3, Bobby Witt Jr. Awesome prospect. Love Bobby Witt Jr. Against someone similar to Marco Luciano, where I'd like to see his on-base percentage just a little bit higher. 360 is fine, especially at shortstop. Like, that's not bad at all. 293 batting average, dude rakes, and he has 25 home runs. So, like, everything else is awesome. I'm just nitpicking at this point. Like, he deserves to be where he's at. 100% a top 3 prospect. J-Rod at number 2, and I actually had him at number 1 on my list. I just think the upside's insane. Like, just look at his numbers. Over 193 games at the pro level, and this dude's only 20 years old still. 321 batting average, 27 home runs, 400 on base percentage. He just finally got moved up to AA. They took way too long with that. He did play in the Olympics, though, and he hit like 420 in the Olympics. The dude just rakes. And he just got moved up to AA, and look what he's doing. He started off slow, too. Like, his first couple of games wasn't crazy. He's only hitting like 280. Now he's hitting 313. He's got 4 home runs. He's got 415 on base percentage at AA. This dude is stupid good. Those are just the most consistent stats you're going to see at the minor league level. You're not going to see anything better than that. Just straight up consistency. He's only 20 years old. Ceiling is crazy. Gigantic kid. Like, him and Marco Luciano, the ceilings are like way up here compared to anyone else in the major leagues, in my opinion, just because they're freaks. And then Adley Rutschman at number 1. He's awesome. The dude's an incredible switch hitter. He's an incredible defender. And he calls the game very well behind the plate. Like, that is so overlooked, I think. But he's been ridiculous this year. 287 batting average, 19 home runs. So anyone that's debated his power can just shove it. 512 slugging percentage, 397 on base percentage. And the dude from the right side, being a switch hitter, he has more power from the left. But from the right side, he's a better hitter. He's hitting like almost 400 this year from the right side. He's ridiculous. Definitely deserves to be the number 1 prospect. I can't hate on it. Like, I had J-Rod at number 1, but I had Adley at number 1 at one point. I literally switched them back and forth like 15 times. Like, they're the number 1 and number 2 for sure. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's video, everyone. Just a very interesting prospect list, in my opinion. I've been using the MLB Pipeline now as my main source for prospect information for like 3 years now, since like 2018. I think this is their worst list they've put out. I just really cannot understand why they rank some players higher than others. Like, for example, why is Joey Bart at 16? He's 24 years old. He has never really been any good in the pros at his short time there. His minor league stats are good, but not crazy. Like, sometimes they're ranking upside, sometimes they're ranking age, sometimes they're ranking actual performance. I think it's inconsistent this year, at least for this update. It's probably the least consistent one I've seen from them since 2018. I'll go ahead and say that. But it's tough. Making these prospect lists is not easy. I took 3 full days of just analyzing to come up with top 50 hitters list. Like, it is difficult to make these prospects lists, and it's hard to pick and choose sometimes on what you want to rank higher than another. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys like this video, as always, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments what you think of the MLB Pipeline's top 100. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you agree or disagree with my opinions on it? I just think it's inconsistent. I just really do. Like, there's just some players that are way higher than others that are the same age, have done better. I guess I just don't get it. I'm just confused on why they rank some of their players this way this year. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. You have a great rest of your day. See ya!